Have you ever noticed that when you're stressed about money, it's not just your bank account that suffers? Your focus narrows, your patience thins, and every small decision feels like a monumental crisis. People often say, poor people make bad decisions. But what if that's completely backward? What if the state of being poor is what makes good decisions almost impossible? What if I told you that financial scarcity functions like a virus for your brain? It attacks your cognitive resources, compromises your executive function, and fundamentally changes the way you think. Welcome to Thrive with Tima, where we decode the neuroscience of wealth. Today, we're tackling a profound and deeply misunderstood phenomenon, the scarcity mindset, and why it creates a vicious cycle that's incredibly hard to escape. When your brain perceives a lack of something essential, it could be money, time, even food, it triggers a powerful survival response. This is the scarcity mindset. Your brain's attentional resources become laser focused on the immediate problem. Neuroscientifically, your amygdala, which is the brain's alarm system, becomes hyperactive, while your prefrontal cortex, which is the center for long-term planning, rational thought, and impulse control, gets suppressed. A groundbreaking study by researchers from Princeton and Harvard beautifully illustrates this. They found that the mental strain of dealing with a major financial problem had a measurable impact on cognitive function equivalent to losing 13 IQ points. Let me repeat that. Simply grappling with a state of scarcity can temporarily lower your functional IQ by an entire standard deviation. It's the cognitive equivalent of losing a full night's sleep. This intense focus on the immediate threat creates what's known as tunneling. Your brain literally cannot see the bigger picture. It blocks out peripheral information, long-term consequences, and future opportunities to solve the one burning problem right in front of you: how to make rent this week. It's a survival mechanism that is incredibly effective for escaping a predator, but absolutely devastating for managing modern finances. When your brain is operating with a 13-point cognitive deficit and stuck in a tunnel, the financial consequences are both predictable and tragic. First, it forces short-term, high-cost decisions. Because you can't see past the immediate crisis, you're forced to engage in solutions that hurt you in the long run. You take out a payday loan with an exorbitant interest rate because you need cash now. You pay a bill late and incur a fee because you had to buy groceries today. The scarcity mindset discounts the future to zero, making you solve today's problem by creating a bigger one for tomorrow. Second, it depletes your cognitive bandwidth. Your brain has a finite amount of processing power. When all of that power is consumed by the constant nagging stress of scarcity, there is none left for the other crucial tasks. You forget appointments, you perform worse at your job, you have less patience with your children, and you lack the mental energy to plan a budget, research a better job, or learn a new skill. You're not being lazy, your brain's RAM is simply full. Finally, it destroys your sense of agency. Living under constant cognitive load and being forced into bad choices creates a feeling of helplessness. You start to believe you're incapable of making good decisions, which reinforces the cycle. It's a psychological trap that convinces you that your situation is a reflection of your character, not your circumstances. Escaping the scarcity trap is one of the hardest things a person can do, but neuroscience shows us there are ways to fight back and reclaim your cognitive bandwidth. Tool number 1, create slack in your system. The antidote to scarcity is abundance, even on a micro scale. Your first priority must be to create a small financial buffer, what some call a slack fund. This is not a full emergency fund. This is just $100, $200, maybe $500 set aside that you do not touch. Its sole purpose is to be a psychological safety net, knowing that a small, unexpected expense won't trigger a full-blown crisis frees up an incredible amount of cognitive bandwidth. It turns down the amygdala's alarm, allowing your prefrontal cortex to come back online. Tool number 2, offload mental burdens. Since your mental RAM is full, you must outsource as much as you can. Use technology to your advantage. Set up automatic reminders for everything. Automate bill payments, even if it's the minimum amount, to avoid late fees. Use a simple budgeting app that does the tracking for you. Every task you can offload from your brain to a system is a win. It's like closing a program that's running in the background, freeing up processing power for more important thoughts. And tool number 3, schedule time for big picture thinking. You cannot see the exit when you're inside the tunnel. You must intentionally create moments to step outside of it. Schedule 1 hour once a week where you go to a new environment. It could be a library, a park, somewhere that doesn't trigger your daily stress. During this hour, you're forbidden from thinking about immediate crisis. Your only job is to think about the bigger picture. What are my long-term goals? What are these small steps I can take this month to move towards them? This act of physically and mentally escaping helps break the tunneling effect. If you're experiencing financial scarcity, hear me now. You're not broken. You're not bad with money. You're a human being with a brain that is under an incredible load. The problem is not you. The problem is the scarcity. Give yourself grace, then give yourself a buffer. Offload the burden and find moments to escape the tunnel. You have the capacity to make brilliant decisions. You just need to reclaim your cognitive space to do so. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it, and be sure to subscribe. These conversations are how we break down financial shame. Thank you for joining me on Thrive with Tima. Now go build your buffer and reclaim your brain. Love you, mean it. Tima.